Hello everyone, my name is Peyton and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about guns and maps. Two things that definitely are considered when you are trying to figure out your play style or how you are approaching a game in pretty much any game, but especially in Call of Duty. Now, I will say that I have not used every single weapon in Modern Warfare 2, at least the 2022 iteration, and then I've also not played on every single map enough to say like which one's my favorite or anything like that. And I honestly can't even think of the names. That's one thing I hate about the newer Call of Duties is the fact that they don't make the map names or the gun names very simple like the FAMAS or the M4, although you do have the M4 in this one. But there's other ones that are a little bit complicated to say and hard to remember. In the previous Call of Duties, it was very, very easy. The one thing I will say straight off the bat is that I'm not really a big fan of really any of the maps. I don't think really any map has been good for the last few years, save from Shoot House back in MW 2019, in which obviously after like the first 2 weeks of MW2 2022 coming out, they re-released Shoot House, which again just kind of proves that they haven't been creating good maps. And then as I'm recording this, they also released Shipment, which again, it's definitely very fun. It's easy to grind for camos, I will say, and that's something that I have been taken advantage of. It's still pretty frustrating to see that there's no good original maps. And then when it comes to weapons, the one thing I've always said about the weapons since the MW 2019 version coming out is the fact that you can customize any weapon to pretty much any playstyle you want it to be, at least to the best of their abilities. Now, you can't really rush with a light machine gun for the most part, but you can equip it to where you can quasi do that. And that's something that I do appreciate. You can customize your weapons in any weapon in any way you want. It's very interesting. The newest thing in this game is the weapon tuning, and you can actually scale it to where it's like if you have a pro and a con, do you want more of the pro, less of the con, or whatever, however it actually goes, you can actually kind of maneuver with that or mess with that. And that's really cool. It's something I never think they would actually put in a Call of Duty game, but they did, and I do think that is really impressive. And then the weapons itself, I don't think there's necessarily any, I guess you can say, overpowered weapon, or maybe you have some weapons that are better than others for sure, but none that's like cream of the crop, the best, and that's it. Now I will say in MW 2019, you definitely had that with the M4, and pretty much any other Call of Duty you had that, except from what I can remember, I think it was Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. You didn't really have overpowered weapons in those games, at least in my opinion. But in this game, sticking with MW2, the newer one obviously, I don't find any weapon to be extremely OP. I just find it really annoying that most people, especially on Shipment, will use overkill and equip a riot shield on their back as a secondary to block them from getting easy deaths from behind, which is really annoying, but that's a different story. I do think riot shields they can be pretty fun sometimes, but they can also be very, very annoying to deal with. And then it's just, and then I will say that it feels like all the attachments are pretty much the same on most weapons, but how you unlock it and all this type of stuff, it's extremely confusing to me, and I would like to hear from your opinions on all this stuff, because I do think that the interface definitely doesn't help, like how to go from one screen to another, how do you get to your camos, or how do you switch weapons, or everything like that. It just seems like the interface is extremely confusing when you first get the game. I've had so much trouble with that up until like the last week or so. And then how you unlock the attachments for each weapons, it's very confusing. It's not like you just grind with that one weapon. You have to go to another weapon, grind it to that level to then unlock the attachment for the previous gun, and then you have to use this gun for a certain amount of levels until you unlock the other gun. It's like No, just I don't know why they had to complicate this. That's another thing that really bothers me. I don't know why they complicated how you unlock another weapon or unlock an attachment. I do find that to be extremely wonky, and I will say it's just very, very frustrating and hard to maneuver around. And then I'll just briefly kind of touch up on the maps. Um, I really don't have much to say about it because no map, at least in this game, really sticks out to me as really good. But almost no map really sticks out to me as being really bad. The only exception really is the map with all the cars in the middle that just they can all blow up at once, which I do find that really annoying, and I don't know why that map was created like that. But whatever. I think if you exclude that map, none of the maps I find are extraordinarily bad, but none of them are really, really good either. And I just wish that I don't know if it's an effort problem or lack of creativity problem, but I do wish that they would create better maps. I don't know how else to say it. There's just none that really stick out in terms of how it flows or whatnot. And I do think that how how each map plays, it definitely depends on the 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 game mode that you play. So it could be better if you play domination on this map, but on another map it's better if you just play team deathmatch. I don't know. I just wish that there were maps where it's good for every game mode. Now, I do think that is something that's very hard to do, and I should give the benefit of the doubt to the developers. But that's just something that I wish that would be the case. And that's really my main overarching complaints when it comes to map creation. Is just that basically. So I think that'll just wrap up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it seems like I was ranting and it wasn't really the most in-depth or anything like that. But these are just kind of like my quick opinions without going too deep because, again, I haven't really played the game enough to really do that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you like this, subscribe. Like if you like this video and subscribe if you are new. Peace.